Hello, hello. Welcome to Friday Yoga Flow. I hope everyone's doing well this Friday or Tuesday, or I don't know what day it is at this point. I guess it's Friday because we're here. We've still got a few minutes, but I just wanted to sign on a little early to get everybody in here and started and here and going. Let's see how the mat looks here. Yeah, we're pretty good. Hello, hello. Hi, Trace. Good morning. Hello, I see two people are viewing. I can't always see who comes in, so welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for doing some movement with me. Can everybody hear me okay? I know that a couple times ago, or someday when we were doing one of these, the volume wasn't up very high, but I think I figured out what it is now. All right. We're gonna start in just a few minutes, but or just a minute or so. Thanks, Trace. Um, so today for class, you never need any props. There's always modifications or just ways that you can move your body without the props. And also, you might want, you don't even need a mat if you don't want a mat, or if you don't have a mat at home, that's totally fine. You can move on like hardwood floor, um, just so your feet are a little sticky on something. Carpet's usually harder for me, because I've tried it. You might want a blanket. It can be any blanket or even a pillow or something just for underneath the knees, because we're going to be doing a few things on the knees today. And to sit on in the beginning, I like to sit on it. You might want some kind of block situation, but this can also be like a stack of books stacked up on top of each other. That might be helpful for you, just for a little something. I'm still waiting a couple minutes. And then I have a strap. This is probably going to be um, a strap, which is also a belt, or which is also a scarf or a tie, something that's long enough. It doesn't have to be this long. This is like 8 feet long, but it might be useful today, for some of the things that we're gonna do. You might notice that you don't need it, and either way is fine. So uh, so you might grab like a belt or strap or a tie or scarf or something, just so you have that. That's probably going to be most used if you're using props today. So, but like I said, hey Jan, um, yay. So, yeah, a strap is great. Blanket, maybe for underneath the knees, maybe some like books stacked on top of each other or blocks or something. But that's kind of it for today. Let's get started, shall we? All right, so feel free to have some water too. with you. Mm. All right. And you can sit on a blanket or a pillow if you'd like, just to start with. Leave your other props off to the side. Let's start to shake it out. Shake it out, stretch it out. Whatever feels like it's needs to move a little bit before we sit for a moment. And if it doesn't feel good for you to sit cross-legged, feel free to sit in any way that feels good to you in this moment. And let's just start with a few letting go breaths. Big inhales through the nose, exhale out the mouth with a sigh. I've been using these ha breaths a lot these last couple weeks. Just helping get that stagnant energy out from the bottom of the lungs. Beautiful. With these next few exhales, notice if you can allow the body to start to release into your seat a little deeper with the exhale. Maybe you feel that the weight of the body, maybe the arms want to move into a position that's more relaxed. Maybe you feel your spine curve a little bit. That's okay. And with these next few exhales, invite the mind to relax and release with the body. Maybe you notice the jaw start to release a little here. Maybe you notice the mind just starts to follow the inhale and the exhale, just so it has a place to land. Especially if it's feeling very active this morning. And just allow the whole body to settle here as much as you can. And then take a moment to scan down through the body from the head all the way down to the toes and just notice how the body is feeling, how the emotions are feeling, how any sensations that are present in the body, and not needing to change any of the things that you come across, but just accepting what's here with some compassion for where you're at today. And when you make your way all the way down to your toes with your scan, no rush if you're still getting there. When you make your way all the way down to your toes, begin to deepen your breath right into your belly. You might even place your hands on your lower belly just to feel that breath moving into the body. On your next inhale, let that breath start to deepen from the belly all the way up to the middle of the lungs. You might feel the spine grow a little bit taller here. And on your next inhale, let that breath deepen from the belly all the way up to the collarbone, and exhale from the collarbone down to the belly. Maybe a hand comes to the heart, maybe one to the belly, maybe they stay in the lap. What feels good to you? And let this breath continue to expand over the next few breaths. As we're moving through different emotions and different waves that we're riding, especially through this time, but through any transition kind of time, any movement, any energy flow, even if it's through daily tasks, we can find a lot of different movements or things that come up. They might be ideally timed, where we're in a space where we're feeling really strong and we want to get a lot of things done during the day, and they might not be so ideally timed emotions to us, to our mind, our narrator. It might be things like feeling really tired when you really just want to go do something or be productive. And we're constantly riding whatever wave comes through at any given time. And sometimes we may feel like I want to be strong, but I'm being asked to soften, to surrender right now. But with these two seemingly contradictory feelings, soft and strong, can we find that middle ground? Whatever our middle ground looks like today. Maybe we're softening in so we can find strength. Maybe we're feeling ourselves stronger so that we can relax a little bit more. And each day we find that balance for ourselves. It might be different yesterday than it is today. It might be different in an hour than it is right now. As you're moving through your practice today, notice the places where you can find the softness that you need and the strength that you need through the poses, maybe even through the transitions. What does that balance look like to you today? And be gentle with yourself if your narrator says that it should be one thing and you're feeling your body is telling you that it's a different thing. Notice if you can tune into that body and see what the body's asking for. Let's take a full deep breath together. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Beautiful. Let's take a few more of those, shrugging the shoulders up to the ears. Nice big inhale. Bring the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, drop the shoulders with a big sigh. Beautiful. Two more. Big inhale. Exhale. Awesome. One more. Awesome. On your inhale, press the sits bones, press the legs down into the floor. Feel the spine rise up out of the pelvis. Crown of the head presses up towards the ceiling. Maybe the chin is a little tucked here. Shoulders roll up and back, down away from the ears. Collarbones open. Full deep breath. Beautiful. One more inhale. Feel your spine rise up tall. Exhale, chin drops down towards the chest. Wiggle out the jaw here. Scrunch and stretch the face. And then nice and slowly start to find a little movement. Maybe side to side with the head. Maybe up and down. Find what feels good to you. And throughout the whole practice, find your version. So your version, if we're in tabletop, might be on forearms. And I'll offer some modifications as we go, but find what feels good. And if what feels good today is just laying down on your mat, that's totally fine. Remember, we're finding that balance, soft and strong. And maybe even a little bit of surrender. Allow yourself to make your way all the way back to center. And if there's one or two little stretches that want to come through as you're centering, let them come. Hands come down to the sides. Take a nice big inhale. Reach up, lift the chin. Find a stretch at the top that feels good. Oh, awesome. Just waking up the body. No right way to do this. Big deep breaths. Ha. Maybe some ha breaths. Ha breaths are getting that stagnant energy out of the lower lungs. So at the end of your exhale, if you want to go, ha. That is wonderful and totally accepted. We're going to come all the way back up to center. Reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Nice big inhale. Exhale. Pull the shoulder blades together. Cactus the arms. Ha. Beautiful. Two more. Big inhale. Exhale. Pull it back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Open the collarbone. Beautiful. Inhale up. Exhale. Pull it back. Ha. Awesome. Hands drop behind the hips. On your inhale, press the fingertips down. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Shine the heart forward. Awesome. And then start to release. Beautiful. Hands come right to the knees. On your inhale, you'll drop your chest forward and then lift the head at the top, squeeze the shoulder blades. You can think of a little cat cow here. Exhale, spine drops back towards the wall behind you, head comes down towards the pelvis. Lean back. Inhale, bring it forward. And exhale, drop it back. One more here. And exhale, drop it back. Beautiful. Bring it all the way forward. Press into the hand. Lift all the way up. Beautiful. Come off of anything that you're sitting on. I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see what I'm doing here. Hands are going to drop behind you. Feet can be right under or a little bit further out from the hips here. And you're just going to drop side to side with the knees. Just starting to warm up the hips a little bit here. Come all the way back to center. Awesome. So fingers can either point towards your hips or point out to the sides or away. Find what feels good to you. I like to point them in. And I'm going to lean back so my hands are underneath my shoulders here. On my inhale, I'm going to press into my feet, rise up just as far as feels good. Ha, bring it all the way down. Beautiful. Inhale, press up, reverse tabletop. Exhale, bring it down. Take one more here. And if you only come a couple inches off the floor or not at all, that's wonderful. It's all what feels good to you. Beautiful. Hands can come up to the knees. Sit forward just a little bit here. Take a nice big inhale. Full exhale. Awesome. Take an inhale. Lean yourself forward. Think a little cat cow here. So squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, drop it back. Beautiful. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, drop it back. So your knees aren't really moving out to the sides too much quite yet. Big inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, drop it back, and then pause here and just find a little bit of movement. Beautiful. On your inhale, bring it all the way forward. Awesome. The knees are going to come apart and soles of the feet come together. Take a nice big inhale. Feel the spine stretch up really tall, and exhale, lean forward towards the feet. Awesome. You can find a little bit of movement here. Big, full, deep breaths. Awesome. Keep the legs like this, and then walk the hands over towards the right side. So you might feel a little bit deeper in this left hip here. You might feel it along the left side of the body. If you feel it somewhere else, as long as it doesn't hurt, that's wonderful. Big full breath. Beautiful. Walk it all the way back to center and over to the left side. Keep the hips really grounded here. So this hip is not lifting off with you, but nice and solid on the mat. See where you can soften. Notice how that changes the stretch. Beautiful. Bring it all the way back to center. Press into the feet, rise all the way up. Knees come back together. I'm going to turn again. Hands are going to come behind you, feet a little bit further away. Reverse tabletop one more time. Nice big inhale, lift just as far as feels good. Exhale, bring it down. Two more. Big inhale. Exhale, bring it down. One more. Big inhale. Exhale, bring it down. Beautiful. All right, let's flip all the way over onto hands and knees, regular tabletop. If you would like a blanket underneath the knees, you can place a blanket there now, or you can just come to your hands and knees here. Other option is forearms or maybe forearms on blocks, so you're a little bit higher here. Awesome. Find a little sway side to side with the hips just to begin with. Awesome. Beautiful. Tuck the toes under. Send the hips back towards the heels here. Fingers can stretch out nice and far in front of you. On your inhale, round through your back. Think like a cat pose. And then start to shift your weight forward into your hands. Flip into your cow at the end. And then send the hips back towards the heels. Continue on your breath. Big inhale. Exhale, flip it over, sink it back. Couple more. Maybe the ha breath comes in. Awesome. Next time you come all the way up, pause here, walk the hands forward of the shoulders, and you'll start to drop the hips down so you're in a modified plank pose. Knees can be down here. You can untuck the toes if you'd like. Nice big inhale, press into the floor, press away, and nice and slowly drop onto your belly here. Hands can stay right underneath the shoulders, elbows hugged in nice and close. On your inhale, little baby cobra, just lift the head and the chest. Exhale, bring it down. Chin or the forehead can come down onto the mat. Inhale, lift, just as far as you'd like to go. Exhale, bring it down. One more, big inhale. Exhale, bring it down. Awesome. Tuck the toes under. You'll press up through tabletop and come all the way back into a child's pose here. And the toes can be tucked under still just to stretch the bottoms of the feet. Nice full deep breath. With these toes tucked under, can you soften a little bit more? And just surrender to that stretch in the feet. Reach the fingers forward if they're not all the way there. Nice big inhale. Round your back. Bring it all the way forward and come down with control onto your belly. Elbows hugging close. Nice big inhale. Your version of cobra. Maybe it's baby cobra. Maybe you come up a little bit higher. Drop the shoulder blades away from the ears. Exhale. Bring it down. Nice big inhale to your version of cobra. Hold it here. Full breath. Take another inhale. And exhale. Bring it down. Beautiful. Walk the hands forward. Chin or the forehead can be on the ground. And stretch your fingers. I like to temp my fingers here. Walk your fingers forward as much as you can. You should feel a stretch right underneath the armpit area. Big deep breath. Kind of lifting the elbows and the forearms off of the floor. Beautiful. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. You'll bend the left knee, reach back with the left arm. This might be a place for your strap too. Good arm extender here. You can reach back and grab onto the foot or the ankle and just tug it a little bit so you start to feel a stretch in the front of the thigh. Full deep breath. One more. Beautiful. Start to release that side. Opposite side. So your arm can come in front of you too, just to help press up and then pull that thigh. Full deep breath. One more here. Beautiful. Release that foot. Hands come down underneath the shoulders. Elbows hugging nice and close. On your inhale, wave it up to cobra. Exhale, bring it down. Remember, shoulders drop away from the ears. One more time, big inhale. And exhale. Awesome. Beautiful. Tuck the toes under. Press up through tabletop. And stay here for a moment. Walk the knees back underneath the hips. And I'm going to walk myself down so my elbows go where my hands just were. So they're a little bit more underneath the shoulders, maybe a little bit forward of the shoulders, actually. And then my hips aren't going to go back straight to my heels, but I'm going to come back so that my chest can start to drop down. My head might even come down to the floor. This is puppy pose. It should feel like a nice stretch right underneath the armpits, opening the shoulders here. Full breath. One more. Beautiful. And then start to shift your weight forward onto your elbows once again. Hands walk underneath the shoulders, pressing up through tabletop. Hug in that lower belly so you're not tipping up with the tail, but you're hugged in nice and flat back. Your right foot is going to come straight back here. Keep that lower belly hugged in. Left arm can reach forward. Full deep breath. Really press away from the floor with the left knee and the right hand. Full breath. Awesome. One more. Beautiful. Bend that back knee. Reach back. Maybe you don't even get the foot today. Maybe you can reach back for the foot. Full deep breath. Keep the knee in line with the hip here so it's not flaring out to the side. And then bring it all the way back. Beautiful. Bring it all the way down. Awesome. Find some hip circles, one direction, and then the opposite. So you're really using your core strength here to keep that balance. Bring it all the way back to center. Remember, pressing away from the floor, pressing away with the toes and the knees as well. Your right hand is going to come forward. Left foot comes back. Toes are dialed down towards the floor. Notice the belly. Pull it up nice and long. And if you fall over, you just come back in. Full deep breath. Hold it here. If it feels better that one toe is on the ground and your fingers are here to find that balance, that's wonderful as well. Do what feels good to you. Big full breath. Awesome. Bend the left knee. Maybe the foot just goes up in the air. Maybe you're tensing onto the fingers here. Maybe you're reaching back. Maybe you're grabbing onto that foot. Keep the knee in line with the hip so it's not flaring out to the side. Full deep breath. With control, bring it back. Awesome. And then come all the way down. Awesome. Walk the hands forward. Find a little movement into the hips and the opposite direction. Awesome. Plant the hands. Come all the way back to center. Tuck the toes under and press it up. Awesome. Downward facing dog. Start to pedal the feet a little here. Awesome. Come all the way back to center. You're going to take a little walk, little baby steps, all the way up to the top of your mat. Bend through the knees here. Let the head be heavy. Find a little sway side to side. Beautiful. Come all the way back to center. Generous bend in the knees. Roll yourself up real slow. Shoulders come up and back. Beautiful. Interlace the hands here, or you can use that strap in between the hands to hold on to each other, or just airplane arms if you don't have a strap. You'll press into your feet nice and solid. Press the knuckles back. Open the heart. Open the shoulders. Maybe lift the knuckles up towards the ceiling as much as you can. Full deep breath. Take another inhale, press into the feet, and exhale. Start to fold forward. Maybe you don't come all the way. Maybe you come down just so your thighs are on your legs. or your belly's on your thighs. Sometimes I forget I'm in my world, my yoga world. Maybe the hands start to lift up towards the ceiling, opening the shoulders a little bit more. Beautiful. On your inhale, press into the hands, rise all the way up. Notice that transition. On your next inhale, release the hands. Hands rise up towards the ceiling, palms come together at the top, and then let the palms drop behind the head, behind the neck. So you should feel a stretch right in the front here. Big, deep inhale, and exhale. Release the hands, start to fold forward. So hands can come to blocks here if you'd like. Find a little bit of movement. Bend the knees as much as you'd like. Come all the way back to center. Nice big inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Awesome. If you have blocks or books, your hands can, I'm going to be using them today. If you don't have them, then that's okay. You can just bring your hands down to your mat. You'll shift your weight into your left foot and send your right foot back behind you. Maybe the blocks or the books come a little bit forward here. So you're really pressing in. Maybe the toes down on the ground, that's fine too. You're really pressing into that left foot to stand up nice and strong. Let the shoulders relax a little bit here. So this is your warrior three. Nice full breath. Finding that strength. And then soften, bring the knee towards the nose. And then send it back, nice and strong. Pull the knee in towards the nose once again. And then send it back. See if you can kick your heel up towards your bum. And then bring it all the way down with control. Land it next to the left foot. Fold forward. Bend the knees. Nice big inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Palms come together. Bend the elbows. Let the hands sink behind the neck. Open up here. Lean back. Beautiful. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the spine real long. Bend through the knees just a little. Exhale to fold further. Beautiful. Maybe wag the tail side to side. Hands can come to the blocks or to the floor. Shift the weight into the right foot. Either toes on the ground or the heel kicked straight back here. Pull in that lower belly. Take a nice big inhale. Press into that right foot to really strengthen up. Toes are dialed down towards the floor in the left foot. And then pull the knee in towards the nose. Beautiful. Inhale, strength. Exhale, soft. Beautiful. Inhale, strengthen it out. And then bend that knee just as far as it would like to go. And then bring it all the way back in. Nice and slowly onto the floor. Bend the knees. Find a little wag of the tail. Come all the way back to center. Nice big inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Palms come together at the top. Bend the elbows. Sink it back. Lean back as far as you'd like to, as far as feels good. On your inhale, come all the way back to center. Spine realigns. Exhale, hands come behind you. Interlace the fingers at the back. Press the knuckles back. Lean forward. Start to fold. Big deep breath. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Maybe you find a little sway of the hips here. Come all the way back to center. Nice big inhale. Knuckles press back. Bring you all the way back up. Beautiful. Release the hands. Big inhale. And palms come together. Exhale down to heart center. Full deep breath. Beautiful. Hands come down to the sides. Roll the shoulders a couple times. Opening them up today. Feels nice. All right, so for this next part, you can shake out the legs a little bit. You might be just standing. You might want to use a wall here. So the wall might be just to the side or a chair. Either one that would feel good to you. You might be just on your mat, and that's wonderful too. It'll be a little bit more of a balance challenge. All right. So from here, we're gonna start on the left side first. I'm gonna face you so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So if I'm not on a chair, my left hand might be on my right hand might be on my hip. The mirroring thing, here we go again. Right hand will be on my hip. My left hand is going to reach back and take onto my foot or my ankle. And so notice that when I turn back around here, my knee's not out to the side. I'm keeping it tucked in towards that thigh so that my heel is really aligned, or my ankle and my knee are really aligned with the hip here. So no flaring out. And so from here, trying to do these like fancy tricks here. So this is why you might use a wall here. So from here, you might start to press your chest forward a little bit. Squeeze the shoulder blades. You're really pressing down through that standing foot. Maybe you start to lean forward a little bit here. Maybe your chest starts to lift a little bit more. Maybe you start to kick into the hand. So we're coming into a version of dancer, and I'm definitely holding onto the wall if you're wondering. Little bend in the knee, so you're still soft here. You're trying to find that balance between that soft and strong. And if you are here and that's where you're at today, that's wonderful. If it feels good to you, you might find a counterbalance with your arm. Press up one more time into that standing foot. Nice big inhale. Maybe lean forward one more time. And then bring it all the way back. Release the foot, come all the way back to standing. Just notice how that felt in your body. Big full inhale. Big exhale. Awesome. Let's sweep it out. Nice big inhale. The arms rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Find a little, it should feel nice for the back, especially because dancers, a little back bend, so a little counter stretch here. Come all the way back to center. Nice big inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Generous bend in the knees. You'll roll it up nice and slow. Maybe there's a little wiggle here and there. Shoulders roll up and back. Awesome. Opposite sides. I just saw all those little bubbles. That's so fun. All right, opposite side. So you might turn the opposite way so that just your left hand can come to the wall here instead. And I'm just going to start with that standing foot. So pressing into the standing foot. My heel is going to start to kick up. I'm sorry I didn't mention this earlier, but this is also if your heels or your ankle is not coming all the way up, a strap is really helpful. Arm extenders. Remember that the knee is still in line with the hip here, kind of squeeze into that other thigh. So I'm really going to get my balance here, pull in my lower belly. That's going to help, just like we were in tabletop earlier. Full deep breath. Finding that strength in the leg, start to soften your way forward. Maybe the knee and the standing leg bends just a little bit. Maybe the hands on the wall. Maybe the chest starts to open here. Shoulders start to come together. Maybe you kick into the hand, keeping that knee aligned. Full breath. We don't even have to come all the way into it. Notice where you can soften a little bit more, maybe through the shoulders. Awesome. Bring it all the way back to center. If you would like, hand might come forward. Maybe you try it one more breath. And with control, bringing it back to center, release the foot, come all the way down. Awesome. Hands come down to the sides, big inhale, sweep the hands up high. Exhale, fold it forward, bend through the knees. Find a little wiggle side to side, wagging the tail. Come all the way back to center. Generous bend in the knees, roll yourself up. Shoulders roll up and back as the head lifts. Beautiful. Inhale, hands lift, palms come together. And exhale, palms drop behind. Find a little back bend here. Open up. Big inhale, hands lift once again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Walk your hands forward or your feet back so you make your way into downward dog wherever you are on your mat. Pedal the feet a little here. And then really press into the hands and bend the knees, send the hips back. Full breath. Beautiful. On your inhale, you'll roll it forward to plank. Nice and slowly, drop the knees down nice and wide. Big toes come together. Send the hips back towards the heels. If you would like another little shoulder opener stretch, you can bring the palms together in prayer position, sinking the chest down towards the floor. If you'd just like to relax and not have any active child's pose, it's totally up to you. Big full breaths wherever you are. Notice how much you can really surrender and soften into this pose. Allow the hips to really settle in here. Maybe you bring the knees even wider, just an inch or so, maybe not even an inch. Allowing yourself to release in. Connect with the breath. Where can you soften? Even if it's just 10% more. Notice any tension that might be holding on. Allow your breath to travel to that space. To see if you can release some of that tension. And on your next inhale, nice and slowly, you'll start to peel yourself forward. Ooh, beautiful. Walk the knees together just a little bit more underneath the hips. Find a little movement side to side as you're releasing that child's pose. And then walk your elbows forward, just a touch here, coming back into your puppy pose. So hips are still over the knees here. Let the chest drop down, forehead or the chin can come down to the mat if it comes that far, but it can be lifted if that feels better to you. Full breath. Beautiful. On your inhale, pull it forward. Come all the way down onto your belly. And as lovingly as you can, you'll reach one arm up and start to make your way onto your back. Just a nice gentle roll. Pull the knees in towards the chest. When you get here, find a little massage for the lower back. Beautiful. And if there's any other stretch that would feel good here, you can find another stretch, or you can start to make your way into your Shavasana. Whatever that looks like to you today, your relaxation for the next few minutes. It might be with everything stretched out. If your lower back is feeling a little achy today and laying flat doesn't feel good to you, maybe the knees are bent. You can even walk the feet nice and wide on the mat. Let the knees fall in on each other. And we'll take a few minutes here just breathing. Maybe you're coming back to those letting go breaths, those inhales through the nose, exhale out the mouth with a sigh. And invite the body to start to feel that pull of gravity with each exhale. Notice the body sinking in towards the mat, towards the earth, releasing to the position that feels good to you. Making any micro adjustments. Let the hips sink in. Legs release all the way down to the toes. Shoulders spread wide. Arms heavy. Let the jaw release so the teeth part in the back. Soften the skin around the eyes and the forehead. And let go of any effort with the breath. Begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. And stretch anywhere that would feel really good. Oh. And start to bend the knees. Make your way over to your right side, pausing there for a moment. On your next inhale, use your top arm to press yourself up, nice and slow, keeping the eyes closed or low for the moment and finding a comfortable seated position. Invite back your full deep inhale. And let that breath travel down into the belly and just continue to expand over the next few breaths. As you make your way into the rest of your day, into your weekend, you might choose to bring our intention with you, noticing how you're riding that wave, and what balance of soft and strong are you finding? How can you soften into some things? How can you find that strength even within the softness, or the softness within the strength? Maybe there's another intention that you'd like to bring with you, or maybe you'd like to leave everything here and there's no wrong answer. Let's take a full breath together. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Beautiful. You bring the palms together at heart center and offer yourself a namaste, honoring the light and the wonderfulness that is you. Namaste. And namaste to you. Happy to flow and move with you today. Please let me know if you have any questions. Please share the video if you would like to, if you feel compelled. As always, there's no compensation necessary. I'm happy to move with you. And if you are interested in donating, or if you'd like to donate to the practice, my email is in the description, so you can send me some PayPal if you'd like. But again, not necessary. I'm just happy that we're moving together. I love you all. Stay healthy. Hoping that we can be together very soon. And message me. Let me know how you're doing. And if you have questions, let me know. I will talk to you all soon. I will, and hopefully we'll be together soon. All right. Love you, love you. See you soon.